Hi, everyone, and welcome to our 2020 Q1 Feature Roundup webinar. My name is Noe, and I'm a customer success advocate here at monday.com. And I'm really excited to be here with you guys today to go over some of the new and amazing features and improvements that we've added to our platform in the last quarter. I have my colleague here with me, Itai, to help answer some questions in the Q&A throughout the whole presentation. So as I'm sure you all know about what monday.com is, I want to quickly explain that monday.com is a work operating system that enables remote teams to run their processes, projects, and everyday work seamlessly. It was built with a few main goals in mind: to increase transparency, accountability, collaboration, and empowerment between teams, to bridge organizational silos, and to make work more enjoyable while doing so. So with this said, all of our features that were built have these values in mind, and you'll see an example of what this looks like shortly. So I see that some of you guys are writing in where you're from. I would love to hear from you guys. Where is everyone listening in from? I see there's people from all over the world: Brazil, America, Denmark. Wow, amazing. I love seeing how we have people from all over the world listening in today. Awesome, so let's go ahead and get started. So today we'll be going over work from home features, which since the COVID-19 crisis started, is where we've shifted a lot of our focus with the aim of easing the way that our users are able to work from home together. We'll go over new automation recipes and integrations that have been made recently, such as our Zoom integration, Harvest, Eventbrite, and more. We'll have an overview of the sub-items feature, which I know is something a lot of you guys have been waiting for. Please do note this is a feature that is being released gradually over the next coming weeks, so please be patient. It will automatically be added to your account in the near future. We'll go over some improvements that we've made related to our boards generally, such as column templates, column descriptions, timeline rollup, and many more. We'll go into some enhancements that have been made to our dashboards. And finally, we'll wrap up the presentation with a brief overview about our new Monday Apps feature. And lastly, we'll leave about 20 minutes for a live Q&A. And throughout the presentation, my colleague Itai will answer some of your questions as well. We'll try to get to as many as possible. So please do make sure to leave any question that you guys have throughout the webinar in the Q&A box, rather than the comment section, so we can have them all in one place throughout the presentation and for the end. And as always, you will be receiving the recording of this webinar automatically in the next coming days. Awesome. So now I'm going to hop over to my own monday.com account. So welcome to my monday.com account. As we all know, most of our workdays have changed drastically in the past few months. The majority of us are now working remotely, mostly from home. And as there are plenty of challenges that come with that, we've worked on adding new features that will help to make working from home a bit easier and more efficient. So one of the main challenges that come with working from home is being on top of your teammates' statuses and easily communicating where everyone is. So with this in mind, we've added 6 different working statuses, so you can easily understand what's going on with your teammates at any point of the day. You can find them here. Before this change, you were able to set your status only to out of office through the profile section of your account by pressing on your icon in the bottom left corner and my profile. But now we've made it very easy for you guys to change your working status just by clicking on your avatar here and working status. And you'll have the option to set if you are working from home, out sick, on a break, etc. So once this is all set, all of your teammates will be able to easily see your work statuses wherever you and your teammates' avatars are located on the platform, as you see here. We've also added a feature that allows you to see who was last viewing your board and when exactly that was. And you can find that by hovering over the icons at the top of your page here. So this feature is great because it allows you to be aware of who's been active in viewing your boards without having to take extra steps to ask your teammates. You can even click into this to get a full log. So not only do we want to make it easier to see where everyone's status is and whether they viewed your board recently or not, we also were looking to add some new working from home features to help streamline communication between teams. So with this in mind, we've now added a rich avatar card that you can find when hovering over any person icon on your board, as you see here. So this will allow you to easily see the details of your teammates, where they're located, and also their contact details if you hover over this area at the bottom, in order to ease your communication. And lastly, one of the most exciting work from home features that was added recently is our Zoom integration. We all find ourselves suddenly spending more time than ever in virtual meetings, and less of our time is invested in actual work. You may find that your morning begins with your daily sync, and then another Zoom meeting begins, and then another and another. And we wanted to make it easier to have all of these meetings brought into one place. So with this in mind, we've created an integration with Zoom this quarter that allows you to turn meetings into action items. So with this integration, which you can find by pressing here at the top of your page, you're able to easily create an item on your board with all of the relevant meeting information, as I've set here already. And you can even choose to start a Zoom meeting directly from your board by pressing up here. So take my meeting board, for example, which I am using here. I use this board to schedule and track the meetings that I have with my team so that everyone will be up to speed. So on this board, I went ahead and set up the following Zoom integration. When hosting any meeting on Zoom, create an item and sync meeting details. So if I click here into the item that will be created on my board based off of the integration, I can see that I've configured this integration to pull all of my meeting information directly from Zoom into my monday.com board. So I can easily track the meeting name, the host, which I can set up by pressing here, and I can choose to add either the host or the participants, the scheduled duration, the participant count, and of course, the meeting ID. So all of this information that I've added here will be pulled in directly from Zoom without having to manually add it into my board. Awesome. So also I did want to point out that I've set this integration to trigger an update that says meeting is starting. Great. So now when a meeting is started, this integration adds in the meeting link directly to my board right here. So my teammates can easily access the meeting without having to search for the link itself. So I've also gone ahead and added in an automation to help further streamline this process, which will notify my board subscribers with the Zoom meeting link whenever a meeting has started. So I'll go ahead and show you that automation that I set up by pressing here. So I've set up an automation that says when any update is posted and contains the keywords meeting started. So if you remember that it's coming from the actual Zoom integration itself, I've set it to notify my board subscribers with the meeting name, meeting is starting, please access the meeting here, and the Zoom meeting link will automatically be attached. So this way, when a Zoom meeting is starting, all of my board subscribers will be receiving a notification, including the link to the meeting itself. So not only can you use our Zoom integration to track your meeting information and to notify your teammates when a meeting has started, as I did, you can also start a Zoom meeting with the click of a button by clicking here at the top of your screen. We're also working on more exciting changes relating to our Zoom integration, such as improving the existing recipes that we have, also having the ability to have a meeting from within the board itself without being redirected to the Zoom app, as you now are when you press this button. And we'll also be adding in more information that you're able to sync into your board from the Zoom meeting itself. We'll be adding more information than what I have here as well. Awesome. So by using our work statuses that I showed you guys, our rich avatar card, last viewed feature, and Zoom integration, remote work can be made much easier and more productive. Great. So now that we've mentioned one of our newest integrations, the Zoom integration, it leads me to the automation and integration section of this webinar. So to begin with, I'll access my automation center by pressing here. We've added several new automation recipes in the past quarter. For those of you who are not familiar with our automations, they allow you to create automatic actions on your monday.com account by using an event inside monday.com, such as the changing of a status, to trigger an action, like moving the item into another group. So this can be super useful to help create automatic processes and to reduce the manual work that you have to do. So some of the new automation recipes that we've added in the last quarter include when a group contains more items than a value, notify someone. When a number is greater than a value, notify someone. And when a status changes to something, create a new group, which you can find here. So we're constantly working to add more automation recipes to help enhance the automatic processes that you're looking to have for your workflows. So now I'm wondering, have you ever noticed that an action happened on your board and you were not sure why? So this situation may happen due to automations that cause different actions on your board. And previously, when you looked into your activity log, which you can find here at the top of your board, you could have noticed that an automation led to a certain change, but there wasn't any further information on what exact automation recipe led to this change or who triggered that automation. So with this in mind, we've now added another really cool automation related feature that allows you to have a lot more insight into the automation that triggered a change on your board. So I clicked here into my activity log by pressing here at the top of my board. And if you see in your activity log, you can notice when an activity was happened due to a trigger from an automation by this icon here. And you can now click to get more information about this by clicking here on the triangle next to the activity. You can see who exactly triggered that automation. And by hovering over the robot icon here, you can see exactly which automation was used. So not only this, but you can also see if this automation is currently active on your board, which is indicated by this green dot here. And you can even press here to edit, which will take you directly to this automation recipe. So you can make any changes to it if you'd like. Amazing. So now, moving on to our integrations, who, for those of you who don't know, are a super powerful part of our platform, allowing you to connect monday.com with other softwares that you use in order to centralize your data into one place. So I accessed my integration center by clicking here on the plug icon at the top of the board. So along with the Zoom integration that I just showed you guys, we've also integrated with other platforms in the past quarter, including Harvest and Eventbrite. So within our Harvest integration, we offer a recipe that allows you to create a project for a client in Harvest based off of an item that is created in your monday.com board. We also have another recipe that is still in beta, as you see here. Cool. And from our Eventbrite integration, we have the following integration recipe that is in beta phase of testing that allows you to create an item in monday.com based off of a registration to an event in Eventbrite by a specific organizer. And any future updates will be synced through the use of this integration as well. We've also gone in and added a remote work category to our integration center to provide easy access to our integrations that help to ease working from home. Sorry about that. So you can access it by clicking into your integration center and then remote work. So this category includes our Zoom integration, so you can easily track, schedule, and perform video call meetings, as I showed you earlier. We also have our Slack integration here, so you can easily connect the Slack messaging software with monday.com. And we also have our Microsoft Teams integration here as well in our remote work category. So we're constantly adding more softwares that we integrate with in order to help streamline your workflows between monday.com and any other platforms that you may use. Great, so how is everyone doing up until now? I know this is a lot of information. I hope you're all following along and enjoying. If you could just send a smiley face into the chat button, that'd be great. Thanks, guys. Amazing. Thank you guys for participating. Awesome. So now I want to go ahead and get into one of our newest and probably the most highly requested feature ever. You guessed it, it's sub-items. So I want to note that this feature is still in beta, and it will be gradually released this week, next week, and the week after to everyone. So if sub-items are not active on your account yet, you can reach out to the admin of your account, who can activate them from Monday Labs inside the system, which the admin can find by pressing here on their avatar in the bottom left corner, Monday Labs. And this is a section where you can activate any beta features. And if they scroll down, they'll be able to see sub-items here. So today, I'm going to show you guys what the beta version of sub-items looks like and what we'll be working on next to further enhance our sub-items feature. So to show you how useful our sub-items can be, I'll go ahead and pop into my property listing board over here to show you an example of how our sub-items can be used. So firstly, what are sub-items? So before sub-items were created, many of our users were looking for a way to create a deeper structure to their board and to be able to break down their workflow into a more granular view. And with this in mind, sub-items were born. So you can now add in multiple items within a different item on your board, as I have done here, to help provide you with the lower level, more detailed information that you were looking to have. Awesome. So in this use case, I use this board to track all of the data about the property listings that I have all over America. And thanks to sub-items, I'll be able to have 3 different layers of information on this board. So to begin with, you can see that my groups are split up into the different regions across America where my properties are held. So I have here the East Coast group, West Coast, and the Midwest. And within each group, I have the items here broken down into the different states where my properties are located. And this helps to provide me with a higher level view of all of the different properties that are located within each state. So with this in mind, I went ahead and used our sub-items to provide me with a more detailed view of each property itself within the state that it's located in. And as you can see, you can have a different structure for your sub-items than the parent item to allow for as much customization as possible. So for those of you who don't know, you can go ahead and add in sub-items as long as they're active on your account by clicking here on the down-facing arrow next to an item that doesn't have them yet, And you can press to add sub-item. You can also do this by right-clicking on an item and pressing Add Sub-Item. Great. So now, going back to this use case, one of the most useful features relating to our sub-items is their ability to aggregate information into a summary on its parent column. So as you can see, I have done this here for my total occupancy column, where the information from its sub-items is summarized directly here into the parent column. As you can see, I can see a breakdown of the occupancy for all my properties in New York. So you can even hover over each section to get a percentage, and you can also click into each section itself to get full details about the sub-item that relates to that specific column. Amazing. So now I want to go ahead and show you guys how you can set this up yourself. And I'm going to do so by setting this up for another column within my sub-items. So I want to be able to see a breakdown and an aggregated view of the property types within each state. So to do this, I went ahead and opened up the sub-items for that item. And when pressing on the down-facing arrow here next to the title of this column, I can press here to mirror this information onto its parent column. Then once clicking that, you can see that a new column is created on the parent item. Great, so now I'm just going to change the name of this new column to property type breakdown. And now I have a really nice summary of my different property types for each state. So using sub-items to show a granular view of my properties, as well as their summary into a higher level view, as I've done here and here, is just one example of how useful sub-items can be. I also wanted to note that since sub-items are still in the beta phase of testing, not all features are supported on it yet, such as automations, which are still not able to work on sub-items at the moment. So with this in mind, I also wanted to point out that we do have a live sub-items product roadmap, which you can use to keep up to date with the improvements that are coming to our sub-items. I'm just going to show you guys what that looks like. I have it open here in another tab. Awesome. So you can use this map to see what awesome features we're working on and what's coming up next with our sub-items. Great. So I'll just hop back into my board. Awesome. So now we're going to get into the board-related features and improvements that we've added in the last quarter. So for this, I'll go ahead and pop into another board again, which is my bugs queue board. So I use this board, my bugs queue board, to track any bug that needs fixing. So one of the first improvements that I want to show you guys is that you now have the ability to create column templates. So you can easily go in and add a column that you've created before. So this can be really useful in this example if I want to have the ability to easily add in my source column that I have here, which has a bunch of customized status labels, onto another board of mine. So to do this, you can click on the down-facing arrow next to your column title and press save column as a template. And then you'll be able to change the name of this column template if you want, and you can also add a description for it. And then you can press here to save column as a template. You can then access this template by pressing into your column center here. And you'll avoid having to recreate the wheel every time. We also added in the ability to add column descriptions, so you and your teammates can all be aligned about the use of each column on your board. So in this case, I want to be sure that all of my board subscribers know exactly what my source column is used for. So I'll go ahead and press on the down-facing arrow here to access the column menu. And I can press on Add Description. And here I'm just going to write who reported this bug. And then press to save the description. So now when hovering over this icon, anyone can see the description of this column. Awesome. So we also added in more status label colors, which you can find here. So you can really customize your status column to show whatever you'd like it to have displayed. And one of the next features that I'm about to show you guys is a really fun one that has been highly requested for some time now. You can now use emojis on monday.com, as I've done so here in the title of my board. So this can be a really great addition to lighten up some of the updates that you post, as I've done here, to jazz up your board titles, as I did as well, and many more. So we've also gone ahead and made some enhancements to our frequently used timeline column and view. So you can now view a summary of the timelines for each group in the footer below, as I have here. You can have it choose if you'd like it to display the full range of dates from this group, earliest to latest, or only the earliest, or only the latest range of dates. You can now also aggregate timeline information from multiple linked items into one mirror column as well. So in this case, I've linked 3 different items here to my bug overview board using the link to item column. And the timeline that is displayed here is the full range of dates from these 3 items. And now another timeline related improvement is that it is now supported on our forms feature. So for those of you who don't know, you can create a form based off of your board so people can easily answer and the item will be populated directly into your board. You can do so by pressing here and adding our forms view by pressing into more views. So now when you have a form based off of a board with a timeline column, as I have here, anyone who fills out your form will be able to easily pick a range of dates on your form, as so. Awesome. So now that we're on the topic of forms, we now also support the country column as well as the link column, making the forms feature all the more useful. Great. So now back to my BugsQ board. You can also now add a summary bar for the person column. So you can easily get a roll-up of all of the assigned people in each given group. So to do this, you can click on the down-facing arrow and press Show Column Summary. And you can now see everyone that's assigned in that group in one place. And then you can remove it in the same way as well. Great. So for those of you who don't know, we also offer the option to create a shareable view-only link of your board, either in the table format as you have in your main board, or for other views of the board, which you can find here. So this feature can be really useful if you want to share or display your information to clients, external vendors, management, etc., without them having to log into your monday.com account or having the ability to change anything on your board. So up until now, this really useful feature was not available for our map view, which we have here. Sorry. But this is something that we now released in the last quarter. So to show you guys how useful this is, I'm going to hop back into my property listings board where I have the map view set up. So I can click here to access my map view. And this is really useful in this use case, so I can easily see where all of my different properties are located. So to broadcast your board or view, You can click here to access the views that you have set up. And then if you click on the three-dot menu here and press Share, you have the ability to either copy a shareable link or an embed code, so you can easily send out or embed this view into a website. So I'll just show you guys what this looks like. I'm going to copy the link here and paste it in another tab on my browser. And this is what it would look like if you choose to share your view with someone else. They'll be able to see a nice view of your board, which is still loading. Sorry about that. Awesome. So as you can see, they'll be able to have a view-only link of your board view, sorry. They won't be able to change any information here, but this can be really useful so they can easily see what is going on and whatever you would like to display. Great. So I'm just going to exit out of it here. And now I'll head over to the dashboards area of my account to show you guys some of the improvements that we've made over here in the last quarter. So since we're short on time today, I'll go ahead and open up a dashboard that I created prior to this webinar that allows me to get an overview of the different aspects of my property business. So for anyone who's not familiar with the dashboards, this is a place where you can aggregate or summarize information from multiple different boards in a variety of different ways using the different widgets that we offer. Each one of these here are widgets on my board. So we've added a really great feature to our chart widget that I have here, and I also have it here set up in another format that allows you to see cumulative data, which will allow you to see your data as it stacks over time. And you can also go ahead and add in a benchmark line. So to give you an example of this, I'll go ahead and open up my chart widget that I have here by pressing here to expand it to full screen. And if I press here, add and edit boards, I can access the settings of this chart widget. So this chart widget is really useful because it shows me the data of my property sale prices broken down by the state that they're located in. But of course, you can customize it to your own desire. So if you click here into the More Settings group on the right pane, you'll see that you now have the option to add in a benchmark line, which can help indicate either a baseline that you want to set or a goal, for example, which I'm going to choose to set as 10 million. I'm aiming really high today. And I'll give the name of this benchmark line quarterly goal. Awesome. So you can see that it appeared here now. And you can also go ahead and change the color of the line if you wish. I'm going to leave it for red. Awesome. And now if I press here to show cumulative data, this chart will now show me a running total of the data that is feeding into this chart and where the benchmark that I set is located in relation to that. So this is a really useful feature to show the progress of a chart over time versus the benchmark or goal that you've set. And if I press here to exit full screen, I can see what that looks like with the rest of my dashboard widgets. Awesome. So another major improvement that's been made to our dashboards is the ability to arrange the widgets with much more freedom than before. You can easily go ahead and drag them, resize them, move them around by pressing edit as I did, and then moving them as you wish, resizing them as you wish. And now we offer a lot more flexibility in that. And lastly, I wanted to point out a really valuable feature that we've added to our dashboards. So you can now view them in presentation mode. So you can easily display your dashboards on a screen without having the left pane visible or anything else on your account. So to do this, you can click on the three-dot menu at the top right of your dashboard, and then press here for presentation mode. And I'll just show you guys what that looks like. Amazing. So as you can see, it gives you a really clean and presentable view of your dashboard. Great. And finally, I see that some of you guys are mentioning this on the chat. I want to touch on a new and exciting feature that we're working to release, which you may have seen already, Monday apps. It's a new framework that enables you to build your own apps, such as views or widgets, on top of monday.com itself. So before releasing this to everyone, our own developers team went ahead and built over 15 different apps, which you may have seen already. So if you click on this blue banner on the left of your screen, you'll be able to get more information about our Monday apps. And you can also go ahead and use any of the apps that were created already by accessing them through our Views Center or Dashboard Widgets Center. So we have released several already, which include a word cloud, a whiteboard feature so you can easily collaborate with your teammates in a live space, team updates, board pivot chart, and many, many more. We'll also be adding more apps into your account in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for them, and I can promise you, you're in for a treat. I really hope this was useful, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys where you can find more help if you need it. So we do have our knowledge-based articles, which we're constantly updating and adding new ones on monday.com/support. We have real customer inspiration, which you can find, and you can even download templates from monday.com/stories. And we also have our support that's available 24/7, support@monday.com. So thank you guys so much for joining. I really hope you enjoy using these new features that we've added. Have a great rest of your day.